Number 8, do you know? Do you understand? And are you wise enough? These are the 3 questions, and they based on what we call knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. These are 3 aspects that each and every one must first find within themselves. In whatever you do you know what you are doing? Do you know what your knowledge? After knowing what you do you understand what you know? For instance, are you able to know what price is doing? Do you understand why there is a fair value gap there? Do you understand why price has broken that support level or has had a false breakout? Do you understand the methodology very well? Okay. Do you understand what price is doing in the long run? So this is a question that you must ask yourself. We've said 1 is, do you know? Do you have the knowledge? If you have the knowledge, do you understand what you know? After asking yourself, do I understand or not? Number 3, do you have the wisdom to understand what you know? For instance, in this case, having wisdom is, are you able to find a setup? Are you able to know a setup that won't work from a setup that will work? Are you able to interpret this information to tell you that please, where you've entered from is wrong? That is what we call wisdom. Are you wise enough? These are questions that will only be answered by you. No one will answer them for you. Okay? Do you have the wisdom to know when to stay away from trading or when to stay away from the market? Okay, so do you have the knowledge? Do you understand what you know? And are you wise enough? When you gather these 3 aspects within you, you've gathered the principles of success. Not only in trading, you could be doing other things wherever you are or any other field in life. Do you know what you're doing? After knowing what you're doing, do you understand what you're doing? Are you wise enough to know and understand? The other bit of wisdom is knowing the difference. Okay, the other aspect of wisdom is knowing the difference between knowledge and understanding. So you should be able to accept that profits and losses coexist in trading. Very many people struggle very hard to distance themselves from losses, or they usually see their mentors, or they usually see people flexing on social media, showing profits each and every day, but you can't stay away from losses. And each and everyone, so long as you're a trader, you will have losses. Where the difference comes from is, are you able to cut down on your losses? Okay, so appreciate, you need to accept that profits and losses coexist. Okay, and the more you fight trying to stay away from the losses, it becomes harder and harder for you. Reason being, you're fighting something you can't take away. Okay, so appreciate, learn and accept profits and losses coexist. The only difference is, are you able to cut down on your losses? That is the most important thing. Okay, don't fight so hard to stay away from your loss. Don't fight being wrong. Apply whatever you're supposed to apply. Whatever method you use, apply it the right way. Let the market do its action. Don't fight. Don't try to avoid being wrong. When you try to avoid being wrong, in turn, you will fail to put on a trade. Reason being, now you're going to consider very many variables. You have very many analysis methods. One is telling you buy, another one is telling you sell. At that point, you're confused. You don't want to be wrong, then you end up not taking on the trade. So learn and accept profits and losses coexist. Number 10, do you understand the term risk? This is a very big question, and the question that can only be answered by you. I will give you my side of how I look at the term risk, but you will also make an assessment of how you will look at the term risk. Now, do you understand when we say risk? Okay, how do you define risk? And what is the amount you're going to attach to a trade for you to be able to call it a risk? Okay, so this is the question we're going to ask. You're going to ask yourself. I'll give you an example. You can't have an account of $100 and you're risking $1, or you're using $1. You're using a risk to reward. You're risking $1 to get 30. That is not risk. No. You shouldn't term that as risk. That is not risk. Okay. However much people could use such words, but that is not risk. And you're risking $1, the market won't move, and won't even move 5 pips before stopping you out. So you need to clearly know, I understand the term risk. You realize that your point will reach and really you know what to do, but you're still stuck. You make your profitable trades are greater than the losses, but then you're not yet at the level of sustainability. Reason being, you're still stuck with those stupid risk to rewards. You're still stuck with the 0.01. You need to know now. The market is availing you opportunity. Now this is a question that can't be answered by beginners. It's a question that can be answered by people who have spent some time, okay, and they are at the level of having those profits daily. Okay, so you need to know now. You have to decide why you know the term risk, because the market is availing you opportunities, but then you're wasting your opportunities by using a lot size of 0.01. The market doesn't know that you exist. Okay, so it won't be there ever to give you nice setups. So you need to know the term risk and be able to capitalize on it. Interpret it the way you're comfortable with. I could risk 10,000 shillings because that is what I have. I could risk 20,000 shillings because that is what I have. I could risk 5,000 shillings because that is what I have. I could risk $50 because that is how far I can go. Okay, so this is a question that can only be answered by you. That is point number 10. I don't know whether we have any questions. I've tried to be as brief as possible so that we don't spend much time. Any questions?
All was loud and clear.
Okay, lastly, we should note something, and we should always remember, however much this is something that could be new, but we should know trading is all about performance. It's all about performance. Okay, the performance that you're going to gain from the experience that you have. Trading is like a sport. Okay, I could give an example of races, 100 meters race, 10 kilometers marathons, such and such races. So it doesn't matter how many times you have taken part. It doesn't matter how many times you have not won or not finished the race. What matters is the day you have showed up. That is the day you have to create a difference. So that is trading. Trading is all about performance. And performance, no matter how many times you have traded, no matter how many trades you have taken, they don't make any sense if at all you have taken 10 trades in a single minute, but all those trades in the wrong direction. Okay, so you need the right preparation. Okay, you need the right mindset. You need to protect yourself. This is most important. Ben, I don't know whether you know this guy called CyberFX. Unfortunately, CyberFX has died today. So you need to protect yourself. Protect yourself.
Okay.
Trading is something personal. Protect yourself for as long as you've not developed a system to enable you trade without you being there. Okay? Always protect your mind. This is something that works from the mind. Try to avoid those instances where you're not able to control your mind. Instances where you're drunk. Such cases. So protect yourself. You need the right preparation. You need to rest enough. You need a good nutrition. Okay? Protect your mind, most importantly. You will need a pre-market analysis because trading is about performance. You will need a pre-market analysis. You will need the right techniques, and these include having a good framework, or having a good strategy, having good risk management, or what we call trade management. Okay, you need to know when to trade and when not to. It's not about the number of trades you have taken, but those trades that you have taken will make the meaning now. That is why we say trading is all about performance. Okay. Most people think that the more I take trades, the more I'll become better. To some extent, yes, but to a greater extent, no. The more you take trades, when they are not in your plan, when they are not under good risk management, when they are not well accounted for, it won't make any sense. Okay, you rather take few trades but well planned with a good risk management. So this will help you improve improve on your performance. Okay, most importantly, you need the right mindset. It's not about how you what you know, and the challenge is the more you know is the more it will become hard for you to take on a trade. Reason being, you have now very many things to consider from. You have a bunch of variables. You learned the different analysis methods from the different mentors or from the different trade gurus. So now you want to apply each and everything. It will become hard for you to take on a trade. Reason being, you have very many things to consider from. Okay, so have the right mindset. By having the right mindset, we mean we must think in terms of probable outcomes. This is very important. Okay, so these are things that I thought would be helpful when it comes to our trading journeys. I don't know whether they have made any sense, whether you've picked up something or you're going to work on something from starting from today. I want to hear from you shortly before we can exit.